Hello everyone, this is Lakshmi Ganesh Bavaraju. I welcome you all to our YouTube channel, Vector X Academy. Today we are gonna deal some AITS questions of some topmost institutes for JEE Advanced questions, okay, from kinematics. In the previous two videos, we have covered the top content, like the toughest ones, and from Pathfinder, from Croto. I have given you some homeworks. So when you have solved them perfectly and then come to these particular questions, definitely these questions are gonna look easy for you. Yet these are important to solve because there are some cases that I have seen from students in which they solve the tough level questions, and then while it comes from moderate, they will be unable to solve because of lack of practice. So now let's shift into the moderate questions of JEE Advanced kinematics. Yet we'll concentrate on the concepts of it. There are some beautiful questions in this particular like PPT that I'm gonna bring now. So while you are learning them, try to learn them with concept and try to apply them whenever you have seen some beautiful new questions. So let's see the first question. Yeah, this is quite easy. I can categorize it to mains level also, but I think this type of questions have high probability to come in JEE Advanced because these are graphical questions. You need to have graphical analysis to solve this particular type of questions. Let's see. The graph shows the variations of 1 by v, where v is the velocity of the particle, of course, with respect to time. Find the value of acceleration at t is equal to 3 seconds in meter per second square. So we know whenever they are giving you the quantity of velocity and asking you to find the acceleration, we need to just differentiate it. For suppose they have given you 1 by v and t. When I differentiate 1 by v and t, actually what do I mean? I'm meaning the slope of that particular graph. So can I write d 1 by v times of dt is equal to the slope of the graph. The slope of the graph is -1, right? Now d 1 by v times of dt is minus 1 by v square times of dv by dt. That is equal to -1. Now cut this point. And then they are asking you to find the acceleration at t is equal to 3 seconds. Now I don't have time dependency in the constant part. I have the velocity dependency. So just see, they have mentioned at t is equal to 3. What is the value of this particular velocity? It's 1 by root 3, right? Just substitute that 1 by v square. 1 by v is 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 ka whole square times of dv by dt is equal to 1. From here, dv by dt is nothing but acceleration. Can I say that that's 3 meter per second square? That's it, done. So in the DPPs that I have given in the Telegram channel after this video, I'll upload them. When you see, I'm going to bring some graphical questions in it. The questions will not look as easy as this, but yet they're complex, but yet they're going to give you some good level of thinking when you solve them. So just solve them, and let's see the second question of this particular video. So now let me change the color for your more clarity. So just see this. Yeah, this is also taken from one of the famous institutes, AITS, JEE Advanced. Okay. In a park, there are 3 concentric running tracks. Radius of second track is double the radius of first track, and the radius of third track is triple the radius of first track. 3 runners are running on these tracks with constant speed. When the runners in the first track completes one round, the runner in the second has completed half round, and the runner in the third has completed quarter round. If the acceleration of the runners are in the ratio alpha is to beta is to gamma, and they are the least integers, then I am asking you to find the value of alpha plus beta plus gamma by 3. This question has more connection over like circular motion rather than kinematics. Just see. First, suppose let's consider the radius of first track as r, the radius of second track they have mentioned it as 2r, and the radius of third track they have mentioned it as 3r. Excellent. And then the theta, when you consider like there are 3 concentric circles, so this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, right? One is r, one is 2r, and one other one is 3r. Now the radius we have taken. Now what they have said? They have said that the first runner has completed the entire round. They have given the theta is equal to 2 pi for the first runner, and the second runner, they said they have completed half of the round, that is pi, and then for theta 3, it's like quarter of the round, that's pi by 2. Got the point? Yes, good. Now, they have asked you to find the acceleration, but instead, they have given you this thetas and r's. So, if you want acceleration, that is nothing but omega square times of r. Now I need to find omega, right? So for that, what can I do? Omega is equal to theta by t, so that time period is constant, right? In the same time. So omega is equal to, omega 1 is equal to 2 pi by t, okay? Omega 2 is equal to pi by t, and then omega 3 is equal to pi by 2 times of t. If I say pi by 2 times of t as omega, right? Omega 2 becomes 2 times of that. So this becomes 2 omega and this becomes 4 times of omega. Now you got the values of omega and then you got the values of radius. Now just substitute in the acceleration part. So a1 is equal to omega is nothing but 4 times of omega whole square times of r is r, and the next case a2 is equal to 2 times of omega whole square, that is 4 omega square times of 2r. At the same time a3 is nothing but omega square times of 3r, right? Now if I take the radius like ratio of a1 is to a2 is to a3, I get 16 is to 8 is to 3. That is nothing but, if I want the value of alpha is to beta is to gamma, finally that is nothing but 16 is to 18, 8 is to 3. Got the point? Now they are asking you to find alpha plus beta plus gamma. So 16 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 3 is 27. So 27 by 3 gives me 9. So this particular question we have completed in just one slide. But yet this is again one of the AI tiers of JEE Advanced of some very famous institute which is meant to give tough questions. So on this particular point, let me say you something. When you are giving some particular paper, just don't think whether it is JEE mains or JEE advanced. So this I have seen in many of my friends, many of my like students who are currently writing the examination. Whenever I say them the question paper they are gonna write is JEE advanced, and then I'll try to include a JEE mains question in it. They'll not be able to solve that particular JEE mains question thinking that they are writing JEE advanced paper. So that type of mindset you should not have. At the same time, I have done the same thing. I have given JEE mains question paper and then I have included JEE advanced question, like the good level question, and then they are able to solve this. So try to have that particular mindset. Even in the final exam, you are gonna find some very easy questions. So try to catch them out first and then try to solve them. That's all I can say. So let's go to the next question. Yeah. See, integration wala questions or else the questions which include integrations are very famous for JEE Advanced. Even you can see in any chapter that may be kinematics, Newton laws of motion, work, power and energy, and then the later part of electrostatics, and then you have like magnetism. Those all like contain integration questions. JEE Advanced especially concentrates on integration part because they feel whenever we give integration the students will feel tough, but yet we are not gonna feel the toughness. Let's see why. Okay, let's see this particular question. A balloon moves up vertically such that if a stone is thrown from it with a horizontal velocity v naught related to it, the stone always hits the ground at a fixed point 2 v naught square by g horizontally away from it. The height of the balloon as a function of time t is given, that telling you to find the value of k. So just simply concentrate on what I am going to do now, because this type of questions keep repeating in many AITs of various institutes. At the same time, you are going to find this type of questions in JEE Advanced for sure. So this has high probability of coming. Just concentrate on how I am going to do that. So let's change the color again. Let's have some yellow. Let's see this question. So first of all, a balloon moves up vertically, right? Let's say this is the balloon. It is moving vertically upward, and then a stone is thrown from it with a horizontal velocity v naught. So this is moving. At the same time, a stone is thrown with a horizontal velocity v naught. Related to the stone, very good. always hits the ground at a fixed point 2 v naught square by g. They have mentioned the range. So range is nothing but v naught into t. That is nothing but the time of flight. We get here the time of flight is equal to 2 v naught square by g. So from here I can say the time is equal to 2 v naught by g. Excellent. Now let's concentrate on the acceleration, or else let's concentrate on the equation wala part where integration comes. Now first suppose h is equal to minus, or else let's say y is equal to minus velocity. The velocity is nothing but, can I say, dy by dt. Why I have taken minus? Because it also opposite to the motion of the particular balloon. Okay, minus dy by dt times of t. Y is equal to vt plus half gt square times of t plus half times of gt square. Now let's see the part. So y is equal to minus dy by dt times of 2 v naught by g plus half times of g into t square, 4 v naught square by g square. From here if I do that, so let's make calculation. This becomes 2, this is 2 v naught square by g. Let's just divide with 2 v naught by g. So if I do that, dy by dt plus, here you have g by 2 v naught times of y plus, it becomes minus. What you will have here? If you divide with 2 v naught by g, you are gonna have minus v naught here, if I am not wrong, because you are gonna divide with 2 v naught by g. Here it's g, here it's 2 v naught, so you are gonna have v naught, that is equal to 0. Now let's go to the next slide. Remember this. So dy by dt is equal to v naught minus g by 2 v naught times of y, v naught minus g by t v naught times of y. Now dy by v naught minus g by 2 v naught times of y is equal to just dt. The initial time is 0 and final time is t. Okay, and then here the initial velocity is v naught, finally you will have 0, right? Because at the final time of flight, in which we have given it's 2 v naught by g, that will be 0, right? Or else you can also see they have told you to find the height of the balloon as a function of time. That's it, done. So let's take it as integrate this. I'm gonna leave integration upon you, but because it's an easy thing, and then you will get the final height of the balloon as a function of time, that is 2 v naught square by g times of 1 minus e power minus g times of t by 2 v naught. Very important question. If they are asking you in numerical, they may ask you to find the value of k, but when the option can also be given, just do this. Don't leave this calculation out, because this is important. Just simple calculation. You have done complex integration problems, so I think this will not be a problem for you. So let's go to the next question without any delay. Yeah, again, see, I have said you while discussing a question in the previous video, I remember its second video, I have taken the question from Pathfinder and I said there are a lot of questions which covers on resistive force, right? So here is the question. This question is also taken from very famous AITS of JEE Advanced. So let's read the question. Again, integration. The simple part of this is again integration. An object of mass m is thrown vertically upward in air with an initial speed v naught. The air applies a drag force which is proportional to the particle and in the opposite direction of the motion of the ball. It is proportional to the velocity of the particle. Just correct this. Okay. And then in the opposite direction of motion of the ball. Of course, resistance offers like drag forces will be always opposite to the motion of the ball. Then the time taken it to reach maximum height above the ground. Just remember, at maximum height the velocity will be 0. Because I have seen many students solving this question but yet lost. They'll forget to remember at lost time of flight velocity will be equal to 0. Okay, so let's see. And I forgot to mention something in this. You need not even take anything. Okay, just take this as, just integrate this, just don't take any limits. Okay, just don't take any limits. You will get right. You will get some function of y here, and then you will get here as t plus c, right? And then you will get something as, let's solve this, log of this will be, of course, v naught minus g by t v naught into y. Here this is minus, so we are going to get minus 2 v naught by g, right? And then from here you can find the value of c. How is it? At t is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. So what mistake did I do? I tried to apply the limits of v naught, but here we need to apply the limits of y. So that's why, see, mistake happens. So you should correct it immediately. When I shifted to the next question and when I'm talking about the limits, I remembered this question that we have written wrong. So just do that, and then you'll get the value of c, and then if you do that, you'll get the same answer. So that's why keep your mind present while you're solving that particular type of questions. So let's go to the next question now. So yeah, velocity of the particle, they are saying f is basically, f drag is nothing but it is in the form of minus c into v. Okay sir, we understand, we have already done this type of question in the previous class. So the people who have solved that particular question will feel this easy, because that is like the toughest of that particular part. And then they have said you vt is equal to mg by c. Now we know that they are asking you the time taken to reach its maximum height. See, just say whenever you are having the drag force, just minus times of acceleration, just mention it as g plus cv by m. We know why it is like that. So the particle will move upward. Let's say this is the particle, it's moving upward, but its gravity g, at the same time resistive force cv, acts downward, right? So if I say minus ma is equal to g plus cv, here this is mg if I'm talking about forces, right? This is mg. So from here I can say minus a is equal to g plus cv by m. Got the point? Yes. Now minus a is nothing but dv by dt is equal to g plus cv by m. So here I'm gonna do the calculation for you because I left in the previous question. So minus dv by g plus cv by m is equal to g times of, like, sorry, this is gonna be dt. Just integrate it. Initially 0, finally t. Initially, is there anything? Initially it's v naught, right? It is with initial speed v naught. Finally at time of flight it's gonna be 0. So do this, minus ln of g plus cv by m times of, here we are gonna have m by c, and then apply the limits 0 to v naught, okay, is equal to t. Here if you find this, the question is done. So time of flight t is equal to, just take minus outside, that is m by c times of ln g minus m by c times of ln of g plus c v naught by m. Ln of g plus c v naught by m. If I take m by c common minus m by c common, it's ln of g plus c v naught by m. But whenever you have seen that particular options in that question, that is in terms of vt. So I need to create vt now. So for that, what I'm gonna do, just remember this equation. We are gonna write it in the next piece. So t is equal to minus m by c times of ln of g by g plus c v naught by m, if I'm not wrong. Let's check this. Yeah. So I have this minus sign so that I can just replace the numerator with denominator, because it becomes inverse in the logarithmic expression. So that is gonna be t is equal to m by c ln times of 1 plus cv naught by mg. I know what mg by c is nothing but vt. So I have mg by c here. So for that I'm gonna divide with g and then multiply with g. So t, time of flight, is equal to vt by g times of ln of 1 plus c v naught by mg, v naught by vt. This becomes the time of flight. The question is not tough, right? The same concept that we have discussed in the previous video, we have applied the same thing here. They have just said vt is equal to cv naught by mg or c mg by c something. But in the previous video, we actually considered the terminal velocity to be something. Okay, and they may also ask you, they may not give vt is equal to mg by c, but they may also ask you to find the terminal velocity without mentioning that. So you need to be able to calculate that also, because terminal velocity will keep coming in many chapters in electrostatics and magnetics. Whenever that concept comes, that becomes important, that question becomes important. And terminal velocity was already been asked in fluids and electromagnetism in previous JEE Advanced, and it has high scope of repeating once again. So just concentrate on that part, and then we are gonna deal that questions in that particular chapter. So just look at this particular question. This particular question is very interesting. This has a connection over kinematics along with rigid body dynamics. To solve this particular question, you need to understand the concept of rigid body dynamics and relative motion. Okay, so the students who are interested to solve the tough level questions, I think this is an Olympiad question recently given in some of the AITS again in JEE Advanced AITS. So yeah, this is interesting, but I don't know whether they're gonna give this type of questions in JEE Advanced or not. But yet, it's very much interesting to learn. So when you learn everything in eye level, you need not fear about the final exam. The upcoming exam is gonna be easier than what you have learned. So I suggest you all to do eye level problems, and I don't mean to neglect the medium ones. That's why in this video I have brought the medium level questions or else AITS questions of kinematics, that whatever I felt recently came in the examinations of AITS. So just solve them also, have conceptual clarity, mathematical ability, your exam will be done. So this is one of the question. I suggest you to do it as homework. At the same time, we have another question. This one. This one is very important. It repeats as paragraph in maximum every institute's paper, every famous institute paper. It repeats as paragraph. So try to understand this question. This is like based on, I can say, as collisions and everything. You need to understand the conditions of collision. This particular question is also I'm giving as homework because this is quite famous one. You might have already solved it also, but don't worry for the students who have not solved these questions. Okay, I'm gonna again take another separate video for all the HWs that I have given in this three particular videos that I have released in kinematics after completion of Newton's laws of motion. So at that time I'll discuss again this question. Till then, try to keep your complete ability and try. This question is also a similar question. Three particles P, Q and R initially located at the vertices of an equilateral triangle of side L. Yeah, this is like an extended version of Itzi Verma question. You can try this. This is also very famous question. You must have already seen it in even in GTMs, like grand test means of some very famous institutes. So these three questions I'm gonna give as homework. So in total, in entire kinematic series, in first video I have covered 3 advanced level questions. In the next video I have covered another 3 the toughest level questions in kinematics. In this video I have covered 4 like AITS questions of kinematics, and then I have given you total first video 1 question as homework, next video another question as homework. In this video I have given 3 questions as homework. So if you do all this from our YouTube videos, you're gonna get 15 videos per chapter. At the same time, I'm going to send you an extra DPP per chapter in our Telegram channel once all the 3 videos of that particular chapter is done. So another 10 questions, 25 questions. So in total, you're going to do 25 questions per chapter. So those are like good enough. If you want to have more questions, you can suggest me. I will take such questions. You can just message me in the Telegram. I will see if the question is really important. I will take another separate video and then I'll explain. So in this video, I request all the students who have watched till end, please do message what I should take in the upcoming sessions. Because whatever I'm taking now is like completely the Pathfinder level of questions and everything. So yeah, they are also important. And in the upcoming videos, I think I should bring something which you ask. and many of them have already messaged me to take PYQs, but I'm not taking them because PYQs are already available. So I need to bring something unique. So that's why I'm thinking to make a complete playlist that for the students who are preparing for advanced need not just keep on changing the channels. That's my view. So you can help me like by messaging or commenting on what I need to take or what questions I need to take. I need to run this YouTube channel as much as interactive as possible. So even if you comment any doubts, I'm gonna reply it. So just try to utilize the content that I'm giving, because this content is generally not available for free in any other YouTube sources. Just they're available like videos. But together, I'm as a playlist which are relevant. I'm gonna make it for you all. Let's work together and ace the JEE Advanced exam, especially in physics. And then in which I'm also going to give the suggestions related to maths and chemistry in the upcoming videos. So just please do like, share, and subscribe for regular information that's happening in our YouTube channel. And then please share it to as many students as you can, so that they will also get benefited out of it. So finally, thank you for bearing me this much amount of time, and sincere thanks to everyone who are watching this video till end and then liking. It means a lot for me. Your support means a lot. So again, just please do share to how many people you can. That's all. This is your Lakshmi Ganesh Bavaraju signing off for this video. See you all in the next video.